Good morning and welcome to Gospel Bytes, where we take a bite at the Gospel for the day. Today is Saturday, August 31st. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Glory to you, O Lord. This is taken from Matthew 25, verses 14 to 30. Jesus told his disciples this parable. A man going on a journey called in his servants and entrusted his possessions to them. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to a third 1, to each according to his ability. Then he went away. Immediately the one who received the 5 talents went and traded with them, and made another 5. Likewise, the one who received 2 made another 2. But the man who received 1 went off and dug a hole in the ground, and buried his master's money. After a long time, the master of those servants came back and settled accounts with them. The one who had received 5 talents came forward, bringing the additional 5. He said, Master, you gave me 5 talents. See, I have made 5 more. His master said to him, Well done, my good and faithful servant. Since you were faithful in small matters, I will give you great responsibilities. Come, share your master's joy. Then the one who had received 2 talents also came forward and said, Master, you gave me 2 talents. See, I have made 2 more. His master said to him, Well done, my good and faithful servant. Since you were faithful in small matters, I will give you great responsibilities. Come, share your master's joy. Then the one who had received the 1 talent came forward and said, Master, I knew you were a demanding person, harvesting where you did not plant, and gathering where you did not scatter. So out of fear, I went off and buried your talent in the ground. Here it is back. His master said to him in reply, You wicked, lazy servant. So you knew that I harvest where I did not plant, and gather where I did not scatter. Should you not have put my money in the bank, so that I could have got it back with interest on my return? Now then, take the talent from him and give it to the one with 10. For to everyone who has, more will be given, and he will grow rich. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. And throw this useless servant into the darkness outside, where there will be wailing and grinding of teeth. The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. We hear the story about the talents, the parable of the talents. You might say, why did this master give different amounts to different people? And I think that is how God works as well. He gives blessings or talents to different people according to their need, according to their abilities. Now remember, it says here that he gave his possessions. These things still belong to the master. They were just lent to them. In the same way, whatever talents, whatever blessings, whatever possessions we have are not ours. They are just lent to us. They still belong to God. Yeah? And like I said, we all have different kinds, different amounts, different talents or blessings. To a mother who has 10 children, God will give more graces compared to one who has 1. Now, I'm not talking about material possessions, because sometimes those are not blessings but even curses. But it is the amount of uh, perseverance, the amount of humility, the amount of virtue, the amount of faith that God gives to people. So the thing that we sometimes we consider as possessions may not even be blessings but curses. In the Gospel of Luke, for example, uh, when you talk about wealth or the rich, it's always in a negative light. That's why he said, Blessed are the poor. And so Jesus or God gives us different talents and different amounts, depending on our ability, depending on our need. So the The important part is that what do we do with these things that are lent to us? So the first two invested them and made them grow, and the third one buried it in the ground. When you bury something in the ground, it's as if it's something that is dead. It's something that is useless. Even a treasure, if you bury it and you don't dig it out, then it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going. It's probably even going to rot. Faith is like a treasure that it has to grow. Otherwise, it will die. If you just bury it and not use it, then it dies. Like a man who has been serving altar serving when he was young and ends up when he grows up he doesn't serve the mass anymore, he doesn't even go to mass anymore. He said, well, yeah, I was doing this when I was young. So somehow that faith died, that fervor for the Lord has diminished because he stopped using it, he stopped nurturing it. And so if we bury our faith, you know, and it's not just going to be for us. Look at the children today and the grandchildren, of course. A lot of them don't even know who Jesus is. They don't go to mass. They don't know what morality is. They don't know what virtues are. Why? Because the parents have buried their faith, and they thought it was just for them. Oh, they've stopped practicing. They just believe in their heart. They just believe that, oh yeah, I'm spiritual, not religious. I don't practice. I don't follow commandments anymore. It's just Jesus is in my heart. Then that's the kind of example that their children and their grandchildren follow, and it dies at every generation. When you start to dig it, it's hardly anything there, and eventually it will be taken away. You know? People who have buried their money or put them not in banks but in piggy banks, sometimes they rot, sometimes they get moldy. Yeah? So even the little things that we have can be taken away. The things that you learned when you were in grade one, without nurturing it, it's going to die. And eventually, atheism eats you up, and our faith never goes beyond grade one. So today, let us decide to give our trust in our faith in the Lord so that He can nurture it. Let's put our faith and share it with others so that it can grow. Let us uh, be faithful in the mission that God has given us so that at the end, when He comes, we will meet Him and He said, Lord, look at what we did with the faith that you gave us. No, it's grown. I have my whole family. I all have my loved ones following you. So let us be faithful, not only for our sake, but for the sake of our children and our children's children. God bless you and have a nice day.